Someone asked me how many times I render my tallow. And for this batch, I'm going to do it 3 times. This cake is from the second render. It was in the fridge overnight and I pulled it out. There was some sediment that had settled on the bottom and I scraped it off. My first render I do with water and salt, and so the main purpose of the second render is to boil all of that water off. At that point, I probably could have put it in storage containers, but then that sediment that I just scraped off would have been in my containers. So after a second render, I like to let it sit. I like to scrape off the sediment one more time. And then the main purpose of the third render is really to just melt it back down and put it in my storage containers. So it does not need to be in there very long, just long enough for it to melt. And this is the strainer after the third time. It's very clean. There was no sediment left in it. This is the strainer after the second render. There was still a little sediment in it. And then as you saw on the cake, there was a little sediment left in the tallow also. So now after 3 times, it should be very clean. And while it's still melted, I put it into storage containers. I have a whole bunch of glass jars, so I'm using those, but it's actually not the easiest to get the tallow out of to use. So sometimes I prefer to use plastic Tupperware containers just because it's easier to get the tallow out when I need it. But these work just fine for storing big batches. And now it's shelf stable for a very long time.